Should you buy Tory Burch flats? Are they cool? Are they comfortable? Are they worth it? Let's find out. Hi guys, my name is Lisa. I really love talking about fashion, doing product reviews, and showing off my growing designer fashion collection. So if this sounds like something that you'd be interested in hearing in the future, please hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. It means the world to me. Thanks so much, guys. Okay, so today's topic, the Tory Burch flat. Tory Burch launched her line in 2004 and probably rose to prominence because of this famous Riva flat, which I have right here. Now, when I was in high school, everybody was crazy about the Riva flat, which soon became emblematic of the professional woman. All of my friends had the Riva flat, and back when I was 14, I would of course never imagine spending upwards of $200 on a single shoe. But I really wanted the Riva flat, and I sat down with my mother and she said, well, maybe we don't want to spend $200 on a belly flat. You're in the 9th grade. I don't think you're ready for that. Nevertheless, getting this Riva flat was a very important goal in my life for whatever reason. So we went on eBay and we ordered for around $150. So at a bit of a discount, this Riva flat, but with the gold hardware. This one, I don't know if you guys can see, it has the silver hardware. And when it came, I put them on in the size 10, which is the size I usually wear, and they were ridiculously small for me, and I kind of wore them to school for 2 weeks and my feet just had blisters on them. So we soon figured out that the ones I had ordered were faked, which I thought was very interesting because a $200 shoe is not the most expensive shoe to begin with. So the fact that there were already fakes of this kind of brand new designer available was just crazy, and a testament to the grand popularity of Tory Burch very early in the history of her line. So of course, I didn't exactly want to wear fake Tory Burch shoes. So on my birthday, my mother and I went to Bloomingdale's and we picked out a pair of black Rivas with the silver hardware. Now these are not the exact same pair that I bought way back when I was in high school. I actually bought these again several years ago just because I wore my Rivas out like crazy and I wanted the same pair, and I bought them on the pre-loved market because they no longer make the version with the silver hardware. I really loved my Rivas. I wore them every day to school. They went with so many different outfits, and I just thought that they were a great shoe for what they were. They were super comfortable. I even brought the shoe to college, and during my orientation week over at Columbia in New York, a group of friends and I went to Queens, and I actually remember the signature Tory Burch buckle fell off when I tripped on the sidewalk as we were walking over to the restaurant that we were going to, and I had to take them into the shoemakers because I just love them so much and I wanted to keep them in good condition. So those shoes lasted me about 5 or 6 years, and I actually had another pair of Rivas. These were in the gold that I purchased from Neiman Marcus a couple of years later, and I took these with me on a trip to Europe. I'm gonna show a picture of me somewhere around here of me wearing the gold Rivas in Vienna, which I found also went with so many different outfits. So should you buy the Tory Burch Rivas? First of all, you can no longer buy the Rivas because they no longer make them unless you want to shop the pre-loved market. The Rivas were named after Tory Burch's mother. They're probably her most well-known shoe. They now make a very similar flat. It's called the Minnie, and I have the Minnie over here in the gold. It's actually, I find it's a lot more comfortable than the Riva. It has kind of this like padded cushioning over here, whereas if you compare the Riva, I don't know if you guys can see, it's not as padded. So I actually like, in terms of comfort, I like the Minnie a lot more. The Minnie is made to be a foldable flat, so it's very easy for transport. I don't wear these as often, but I found that they've held up a lot better than the Riva, which has kind of a little bit of driver's heel back here. And my old Rivas, which I actually sold for about $15, had literal holes in them after about 5 or 6 years of wear. So I got a pretty good lifespan out of those. I would say both the Riva and the Minnie are a pretty good investment if you're just looking to spend around $200 on a flat. If you take good care of them, I think the minis will hold up really well. They actually started selling the minis at the Tory Burch outlet, which I find is very interesting, for about $20 less than they're going for on the Tory Burch website. So definitely take a moment to stop by the outlet if you're considering getting the Tory Burch minis. But I think my overall qualm with Tory Burch is that the quality is not what it used to be 10 years ago. So I would say if you're considering Reva or Minnie, go ahead. But what I want to talk about is kind of the way that Tory Burch as a brand has devolved over the years. Now, first of all, a really big indication of the quality of a brand, I find, is whether or not a brand makes it to kind of discount stores like TJ Maxx, Nordstrom Rack, Saks Off 5th, which I believe went out of business last year, so that's no longer a thing. And for the longest time, Tory Burch was really able to keep up her brand, to really only make her products available in sort of, you know, the classic boutique experience. And I found that in the past, going to the boutique on Madison Avenue in New York has just been a fantastic experience, which is actually where I got these minis. Tory Burch has been on the decline in quality for recent years. And what I want to talk about is her Chelsea cap toe flat, which I was really disappointed with, and which I think really clued me into the fact that Tory Burch is not what it used to be. So here are my Chelsea cap toe flats. They have a very kind of like Chanel vibe to them. I actually don't really wear these, and the reason I don't is I actually bought Chanel flats very recently, so I've been wearing those a lot more often. They're very similar in the way that they're designed. But the second reason I don't wear these anymore is this. So this is what happened to my Chelsea flats after I wore them twice. I'm not kidding, I've worn these twice. So you can see they're pretty much in pristine quality. Everywhere else, you can't really tell that I've been wearing them too much. But the fact that they already have holes in them after I wore them out twice just tells me that this was not worth my money at all. I spent probably $200 on these, and I think they retail for like $250, which is ridiculous. And I bought them on like some Farfetch or something like that, where I had a coupon, and that really helped. Don't buy these. The leather has holes in them. They're not nearly as comfortable as the Minnie or the Reva. They have this kind of like boxy toe. And this is patent leather over here, but it's very bad quality leather for what you're getting. And it still, of course, it still has that really classic preppy Tory Burch logo, which I love, but I can't justify spending $200 on this if this happens after I wear them twice. So recently, Tory Burch has definitely not held up to the standards that I would expect from kind of a mid-tier designer brand. And I've actually found that similar brands like Kate Spade or even Coach have just way superior quality to Tory Burch, which is also problematic because Tory Burch tends to be a little bit more expensive than Kate Spade or Coach. So my takeaway for today is, if you're considering buying Tory Burch flats, definitely go for the Minnie. Don't go for the Chelsea over here. They're not as comfortable. They won't hold up as well. And if you're new to Tory Burch, maybe just skip her entirely, because there are definitely better ways that you can spend your money. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, consider giving me a thumbs up down below. And I also want to know what you think. Have you ever bought Tory Burch flats? What was your experience, and would you recommend them? Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.